54 years ago, the iconic Monster cereals first hit the shelves of your local grocery stores and are still sold to this day. But let's talk about their lore. In March of 1971, General Mills introduced their first two Monster cereals, Count Chocula, which was chocolate-flavored cereal with marshmallows, and Frankenberry, which was strawberry-flavored cereal with marshmallows. According to General Mills, at the time, these were the only chocolate and strawberry-flavored cereals on the market. I don't know where Cocoa Puffs was in 1971. Maybe they meant the only chocolate and strawberry flavored cereals with marshmallows. I don't know. Either way, it's crazy to imagine that or even part of that being true because of how many sugar-filled cereals line the grocery stores today. The concept of these first two characters was created by Laura Levine, who was then working at an ad agency called Dancer Fitzgerald Sample, which is who General Mills had hired to create two new characters for their cereals. They didn't have to be monsters, but they did have to go together. When Laura was listing out all the iconic duos that could be the face and the characters for these two new cereals, she wasn't even super familiar with Universal Monsters, which were a ton of monster films created from the 30s to the 50s, obviously very, very popular, but she knew of and knew everybody else knew of Dracula and Frankenstein's monster. The actual look of the first two monsters was created by George Kern, who also did the sketches of the very first Trix Rabbit. He at least sketched the first two monsters. It was hard to find who designed and animated and created all of these, but he definitely did the first sketches to create their look. Now in 1972, just 1 year after the launch, they ended up having to reformulate Frankenberry because it ended up containing an indigestible dye that was turning people's number 2 pink. And this was a big problem. People were rushing their kids to the emergency room thinking that their stool was full of blood, which is very dangerous, but it just ended up being what they called Frankenberry stool. In December of 1973, we got a new flavor called Boo Berry, which was blueberry flavored cereal with marshmallows. They all have marshmallows. And do you remember prizes in cereal boxes? Oh my God, it used to feel like every single cereal had a prize inside, which was so exciting, and now they're so few and far between, and I miss them so much so that I did a whole video a few videos back about prizes in cereal boxes and what happened to them. I'll link it below. But Monster cereals definitely had some of these from the 70s through the 90s mostly, like glow-in-the-dark stickers. These little plastic monster bike spinners that you stuck on your handlebars, some cutout monster masks. We also have a stamp printer, which I think is just basically a stamp, and a bunch of other things. These are like little coloring posters, all kinds of trinkets you could find in these cereal boxes, including actual records, cardboard records. Actually, this is fascinating to me. I talk about this in the other video as well. They literally printed a record on the back of the cardboard box. You could cut it out and it would play on your record player. Isn't that crazy? There's like a sticker with grooves and that's how it played. So cool. Actually, my bad. The records were not the cutout cardboard kind on the back of the box. They actually came in the box. I'm not sure of the material, but just wanted to clarify that. The monster records could be found on boxes in 1979, and they are more like spooky stories and not songs. They had 3 different ones: Monsters Adventures in Outer Space, The Monsters Go Disco, and Count Chocula Goes to Hollywood. Years later, a couple of animators even animated the Monsters Go Disco story, and you can find it on their YouTube channel, Danger Pigeon. You can also find people uploading the recordings of the different records online if you want to listen to them. They're super fun. In 1974, they added Fruit Brute to their lineup, which was fruit-flavored cereal with originally lime-flavored marshmallows, but then later changed to cherry. Lime, marshmallows, and cereal just sounds crazy. Fruit Brute actually became somewhat of a collector's piece because it was found in both films Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dog, and apparently it wasn't even an ad placement, it just happened to be a prop, so collectors loved to grab this one. And originally, Fruit Brute was spelled like fruit normally is spelled F-R-U-I-T, but they later had to change it to F-R-U-T-E, and it went with Brute, Fruit Brute, because technically there's no fruit in the cereal, so to get around lawsuits, they renamed it, which is also making me realize why Fruit Loops is spelled weird too. Fruit Brute was discontinued in 1982, but brought back for 1 season in 2013 and 2022. And in 1988, they added Fruity Yummy Mummy to their lineup, which was also fruit-flavored cereal with vanilla-flavored marshmallows, later changed to orange cream-flavored marshmallows. Fruity Yummy Mummy was discontinued in 1992, but then brought back for 1 season in 2013. And 2013 was the first time that you could find all 5 cereals sold at the same time. And as I'm looking at these boxes from 2013 in the picture, it says that Fruity Yummy Mummy was orange cream flavored cereal with marshmallows, so they swapped it. Or maybe I possibly mixed it up in the first place. I'm not sure. It seems that all of the marshmallows are the same at this point, and all the actual crunchy cereal bits are different flavors. So Fruity Yummy Mummy was orange cream, Fruit Brute was cherry, and then all the rest the same. The original 3 cereals, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry, have been made continuously ever since 1971. In fact, up until 2009, they were available year-round, but as of 2009, they're just available during the Halloween season. I think construction equipment has it out for me. Like, construction equipment specifically has a personal vendetta against me. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. And of course, the illustrations and the designs on the boxes have changed and evolved over the years, but a few years ago, they even brought back the OG vintage design, which I love. So here's some of the other boxes from the 70s and 80s, a Count Chocula one, a Frankenberry one. They even had a set of boxes that had the characters from the movie on it, like the actual original Frankenstein and Dracula was on the boxes, which is so fun, and the characters are like running away from the real versions of themselves. This one's fun. It looks like it has little like lenticular eyes that move. A cute Boo Berry box that came with free M&Ms, and then these are some boxes from the 90s, a Count Chocula with special chocolate lightning bolt marshmallows. Here's another Count Chocula. This is definitely giving 90s and early 2000s to me as well. Oh, and free inside, a package of gummy spiders. These are just so fun. I love all things spooky and Halloween, so I think these are so cute. A few more boxes that I found that I wanted to share because I just think they're so fun. I'm sure people collect these. Some people sell them online. I think these ones are from the 2000s. These look like ones that I saw when I was a kid. And again, these are the ones from 2013 when all 5 cereals were out at the same time. I think these are the vintage style boxes they brought back sometime in the 2010s. It's hard to tell if these are actual vintage boxes or the reproductions of them. In 2014, they actually had limited edition illustrations on boxes done by DC comic artists Rachel and Terry Dodson, Dave Johnson, and Jim Lee. And in 2022, they did a collab with an artist called Kaws. I think that's how you say it, K-A-W-S. The little like creatures with the puffy things coming out of their head and the X's for eyes. He designed these boxes. There were also these little Kaws monsters, like tiny plastic figurines, and I couldn't tell if these came in the boxes or they were a separate thing. The actual crunchy cereal pieces, well, I guess the marshmallows are kind of crunchy too. I love a good styrofoam marshmallow. So good. The crunchy cereal bits were originally circles with little X's in the middle, but later changed in 1985 to be little ghosts that you can see in my background, and that's what they still are today. They have, however, changed up the marshmallows throughout the years with specialty marshmallows, like these ones, bigger marshmallows, which came out in 1983, and then in 1989 they had bat-shaped marshmallows. They even had a few collaborations with other characters in media, including in 1998 when they had a Casper meets Wendy collab to go along with a movie starring Hilary Duff with special Casper and Wendy marshmallows. I love this so much. I love the movie Casper meets Wendy. It's so cute. I just watched it the other day. Oh, I would love to get these today. In 1999, they had a special Count Chocula X Goosebumps collab with specialty Goosebumps marshmallow shapes. They also had the Boo Berry and Frankenberry X Scooby-Doo collab with special Scooby-Doo shapes. This is just so fun. Spooky monster cereal with Scooby-Doo marshmallows. Like, how fun and cute is that? Oh, and I found this one too, the Count Chocula Casper collab with the special Casper marshmallows for the live-action Casper movie that I think came out in like 1997. And of course, there were a bunch of iconic monster cereal commercials. The whole shtick was that like the monsters were trying to compete, like my cereal's better, no, my cereal is better. I'm not afraid of you, I'm not afraid of anything, but really they were afraid of everything. They're very cute. Here's one of the first commercials from the 1970s.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monster strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
That first one was actually animated by Bill Melendez, who also animated the Peanuts, hence the kid in it looking like a Peanuts character. And then here's another, I believe, from the 90s.
Delicious. Very tasty.
They're here.
Who's here? Ghosts.
Our Count Chocula cereal. It's haunted. Yummy marshmallow ghosts.
Scary bats and new spooky ghost marshmallows are haunting all the monster cereals. They're the ghostly part of this complete breakfast.
Now, apparently they ran these like cutesy cartoon commercials during kids programming, but during adult programming, they ran commercials to like highlight the nutrients of the cereal. But like, what nutrients? It's like sugar-packed cereal. In 2010, Betty Crocker made Frankenberry and Blueberry flavored fruit roll-ups. Also in 2010, General Mills put out Count Chocula cereal treat bars. I even found that not too long ago, they had these Monster Mash Spooky Berry flavored fruit snacks, as well as these Monsters Glow-Gurt glowing packaging yogurt tubes. In 2020, they actually had a sweepstakes where you could win a one-of-a-kind custom-made bust of one of the original 3 characters, and these were handmade out of clay by SFX artist named Carly Morse. I would love to know who ended up with one of these. For their 50th anniversary in 2021, they released a special cereal called Monster Mash, which was a combo of all 5 cereals in one box. This is what that looked like. I do remember trying this one, and it was just a lot of sugar. It wasn't bad though. But in 2023, we got a whole new cereal with a whole new monster character. Carmella Creeper was a caramel apple flavored cereal with marshmallows and finally featured a girl monster. So we have a vampire, a ghost, Frankenstein's monster, a mummy, a wolfman, or a werewolf, and now I think she's a zombie. I do remember trying this and really liking it, but it was only around for that one season a couple of years ago, and caramel apple is such an underrated and good Halloween flavor. They should bring this one back. In 2023, we also got Monster Mash Remix, which just like the original Monster Mash was all the cereals put together in one box, but this time it was all 6 cereals, including Carmella Creeper, and was just around for 2023 spooky season. Then in 2024, we got Monsters Frightful Friends, which was very similar to Monster Mash, but included the first 3 original cereals plus Carmella Creeper, but it was called Frightful Friends because it included the monsters' pets as marshmallows. Yes, they have pets. So we have Igor the Spider, Scratch the Snake, Benny the Frankenbat, and Meowberry the Ghost Cat. These are so cute. Again, this was only for the 2024 spooky season, and apparently, I think I was mistaken. I think Carmella Creeper was back last year. Like, they had the Monsters Frightful Friends mix box, but then they also had individually the Frightful Friends boxes with the vintage packaging for Blueberry, Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Carmella Creeper. I just didn't see it last year. There's her vintage design. But this year, for the 2025 spooky season, we have the collab with the Jim Henson Company. That's right, the company behind The Muppets, Sesame Street, and so many more. For the Jim Henson Company's 70th anniversary, they collabed with Monster Cereals and created puppets of the first 3 original characters, and they are featured on the boxes this year. So I have the Blueberry box right here. It's sold at several different stores if you want to go pick them up. The only 3 cereals out this year are Blueberry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula, but these boxes are so cute. And then I have the Count Chocula one. I didn't get the Frankenberry one. I'm very sorry if that's your favorite. So cute. I said so cute too many times. Oh well. I'm a big fan of Jim Henson, so I love that they made these into puppets. I think they're so adorable and of course really well done. They even released an online exclusive fuzzy Frankenberry box. Like, his actual face on the box is a fuzzy texture. And they did a bunch of cute videos online with these puppets, and they're like typical like, oh, I'm so great, and they're a little bit vain, and they're like, my cereal's the best, I'm not afraid of you, but then they are in fact afraid of each other, and they're super cute. Definitely go and look them up. And of course, over the years, there has been a ton of merch made for these characters, both official and non-official, including stuff like t-shirts, socks, stickers, tote bags, even pop figurines, and now they have a whole set of items for the special Jim Henson collab right now. The Jim Henson collab includes stuff like bowls, mugs, shirts, hoodies, water bottles, even beach towels with the puppet versions of the characters on them. I don't know about you, but I love the Monster cereals and I love seeing them pop up each year at Halloween time. They're such an iconic tradition, and I do hope that it continues year after year and that they keep doing new fun characters and remixes. There's definitely some different spooky characters that they haven't done cereals for, so I think there's a lot of future potential. And bring back Carmella Creeper, that one was good. And how fun would like mini boxes of their cereals be? You know, like the little tiny cereal boxes you can get? I've never seen those for the Monster cereals, and that would be so cute. It would be such a good trick or treat thing. To be fair, I did just find this picture the other day that they used to have like these little snack packs of the cereal you could get. I've never seen them. Those would be great for trick or treaters. They should definitely do something like that every year. What's your favorite Monster cereal? What do you think of my new setup? I'm trying something new, always trying to improve and grow and make things cozier and more enjoyable, of course, for you, but also for me filming. I feel like I feel more comfortable in my floor chair on the floor instead of in my like stiff office chair. I'm thinking maybe adding like a curtain or something back here so it's not so blank and white, but let me know what you think. And if you love all things 90s and 2000s nostalgia too, that's what we do here. Be sure to subscribe. I typically upload every other week, but I'm gonna take a couple weeks off from posting. I'm gonna be posting TikToks and stuff though. I'm gonna take a couple weeks off from posting here so that I can stock up on some research and stuff, because my thought, the goal, is to upload every single week from mid-November through December. So it'll be like 5 or 6 videos in a row every single Thursday or Friday, but I need those like 2 weeks to really prepare so I can get ahead of myself. So hopefully there'll be some more fun content for you guys. If you have anything that you've been wanting me to talk about, anything nostalgic, 90s and 2000s, fashion, makeup, snacks, stores, anything, please let me know. And you can follow me on socials at Madi Hearts, and I'll see y'all very soon. Have a very happy Halloween. Wait, I just realized you couldn't see my sweatshirt. My camera was up a little too high. Look how cute this is. It's like vintage late 90s, early 2000s. I thrifted it for $1. $1! Oh my God, I just had to show it off. Okay, bye. Happy Halloween.